Hi, my name is Leah DeBartolo, and I am a wedding assistant for Mostly Becky Weddings and Events based out of Iowa. However, she also has 7 other states that she works in. I am an assistant for her in Iowa, so I mainly oversee all of the Iowa weddings, clients, events, everything like that for her. So I am going to do this video interview, answer some questions, get some things out there, and kind of share some experience that I have in the events world. So, like I said, my name is Leah. I live here in Des Moines, Iowa. I am a recent graduate, of Iowa State University. I graduated this past May in 2019 with a bachelor's in event management. I did that for 4 years. Excuse the clock in the background. You might hear that going off. So I recently graduated. I have been with Becky for 2 wedding seasons now. I have 1 more for the year, and then 2019 will be wrapped up, and then we start early in 2020 with weddings, and have a full year next year of fun things for that. So like I said, my job title is a wedding assistant. I am working to get my associate title with her. So kind of just having a little bit more freedom, getting to really connect with clients, one-on-one, kind of taking things by myself, whereas right now kind of Becky oversees things, helps me along, kind of like a stepping stone, holding my hand, making sure that we are representing her brand, just because she is or has been in business for about 10 years now, and she mainly has been doing it by herself. The past 4 years, she's been slowly getting assistants throughout the weddings that she's doing, and now she has a few assistants in some states. There's Iowa, Florida, Minnesota. We had 1 in Colorado, however, she just moved back to Iowa, so now we have 3 in Iowa, and I know she's working on getting a few in a few other states as well. So that's kind of the background of Mostly Becky. I can send over some contact information, some social media, email, different things like that, so if you want to reach out, go check our social media out, anything like that, our website, get in contact, that would be great. We love getting everything like that from different traction that is big in the events world. So how I got started, I was a junior in college. I was looking for something to do over the summer, and Becky sent an email to our event management program where our advisors kind of blasted it out to the students, kind of sharing that opportunity for students to reach out and apply. With Becky, she had over 80 students apply. She looked through resumes, she went and looked at social media, so that is a big thing. Clean up your social media, because she went and looked at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything. So that's a big kind of side note, is have a clean social media, because employers do look at that. So I was one of the finalists that she kind of narrowed it down to, and then we did a phone interview. Phone interview lasted about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer, where with that, because she lives in Florida part-time, so when she did that interview, she was in Florida, I was here in Iowa. We just really connected. Be honest during interviews. That's how I was. I was just very, very honest, and she was too. And we just had that instant connection, and I think that really, really helped kind of set me apart from other candidates that she was looking at to hire. So we had that personal connection. We did that, and then kind of made it. She said that she wanted to kind of wait a day or two to kind of make a decision. However, 2 hours later, I got a phone call saying that I was the one that she wanted on her team to bring in. And from there, I kind of just went and got introduced to how she does things. And then about 2 months later, she had a wedding in Iowa that she was flying back for that she needed assistance on. And she decided to test me out on that wedding. So then when she flew back a week before, we met in person, and she was exactly the same as she was over the phone. We met in person at a coffee shop. We talked for about 2 hours, kind of just really getting to know each other, kind of getting to know her brand, her business, what she does, how she handles things. And then a week later was that first wedding that I did. Looking back at all the weddings that I have done with her so far, that is probably the biggest wedding that I've done with her, which is, that shows me that she put a lot of trust in me to have me come on, not doing weddings before or anything like that, and working that very first wedding with her where it was one of her biggest weddings of the year that she did. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that, looking back, that was probably one of my most memorable weddings that I've done. We'll get to that later. So that's kind of how I got started. And then I finished that season out with her. And then this year, 2019, was my second season with her. And I have a wedding, one more in December. And then the 2019 season will be done. Typical job duties and descriptions that we do. So kind of from the beginning to the end. So how it works is we have clients reach out to us. They either hit us up on social media or send us an email kind of inquiring about what we do, what we can do for them, how we help them. We, of course, we don't send that information out right away. That is a smart thing to do. Kind of get a feel for the clients, kind of ask them questions, see what they're kind of looking around for. And then once you know that they're serious, then you can say, hey, I'm going to make up this draft for you. This is kind of a rough estimate of price and what we'll do. We'll send it over to you. And then if you are wanting to book us, let us know, and then pick a time on our calendar, and we will solely devote that section of time for you to get started on everything. So that's kind of how we get things going. Then we typically do, we compile everything. We go through a list of what the couple has done already, and then what we kind of want or need done still. So we kind of compare what's already done, what needs to be done, and go from there. We also do it's called a 30-day out phone call. So typically 30 days before the actual wedding or event, that's when we do a phone call with our couple. If it's just the bride or bride and groom, or the couple with parents or friends, we do that. Basically, it's kind of just everything that we do is kind of just a draft. So we're always changing the timeline or the event order, whatever you want to call it. We call it a timeline. I know other vendors, they like to call it either a BEO or an event order. Kind of just depends. So it's always changing. It's really always changing up until the day of. We're still, sometimes when we get there, things change the day of, even an hour before. So that's why we like to print it, have a clipboard, have a pen handy, and always taking notes, writing things down, because things are always changing. And that's okay. In the event world, nothing is ever perfect. You have to be ready to expect the unexpected. That's probably like a huge tip. Expect the unexpected. So we set that up. If they need venue tours or kind of getting them in touch with other vendors, anything like that, then we help along with that. We, if we can attend and help them, then we do. Otherwise, we kind of just set up the connection and then let them go from there. Kind of depends on the couple as well, what they want to do. So we do that. And then we are always there for rehearsal and for the event day. So with the rehearsal, what we do is we make sure that everybody in the wedding party is there. We set things up. If certain things aren't set up and we have agreed in our contract that we will do it, then we typically do that. We run the rehearsal. Rehearsals we like to keep around an hour. Sometimes if it needs to be a little longer, then we can. Otherwise, sometimes we've done it in 20 minutes. So it really kind of just depends on the setup, the couple, the bridal party, everything like that. So we're there for a rehearsal. We set up, we run through the rehearsal, we answer any questions that they have, we kind of make sure everybody's on the same page, and then typically we peace out. We don't like to stay for the groom's dinner, even though if they do invite us, we kindly turn that down just because this is their time to do things, and then it allows us to go home and relax before the big event day. And then the wedding day or event day, whatever it is. Typically, we are the very first team on site during the wedding day or event day. We are first ones to arrive, making sure everything's open, everything's good to go. Then if we need to finish setting up decorations or kind of direct vendors who are showing up, like the caterers, florists, DJs, anybody like that, we have the layout, the floor plan, so we'll direct them where to go. What we also do is since we are in charge of the event order timeline, we get a list of all of our vendors and we email it out the week of. So that way they can take a look at it, kind of get familiar with it, and then if they have any questions, we always ask them to email us, let us know, and then we can elaborate it, just so that way there's not confusion on the day of, so things run really smooth. So like I said, we kind of let the vendors know where to go. If their bridal party needs any help, we help them. We are finishing up decorating, anything like that, making sure that the timeline is going as close to it as possible. I know in the events world, timelines are never 100% accurate, and that is okay as well. We just want to make sure that certain things are happening at least at a certain time, so that way we're not an hour behind when it comes to ceremony time. Then, once the ceremony starts, we make sure that the bridal party is hidden away, guests are where they need to be, and then we line them up and help them walk down the aisle. Then, if there is a flip or anything, we make sure that that is getting taken care of. Cocktail hour is good, and then once the bridal party arrives, and if they're going to do an announcement into dinner, we make sure that the DJ is ready, photographer, videographer,